Happy Friday, my little garden gnomes. Let's go into the garden tour. Well, we're gonna start back here with the sunflowers. Oh, and that cute little girl got a little itch. Well, these sunflowers are growing really well. They're maybe 3 feet tall, 2.5 feet tall. They're coming along though. Not as well as I had hoped, but I also planted them way too late. So keep growing. So up here on the deck, we've got our tomato plant. We've even got tomatoes up top now. None of them turning red yet though. And then our cherry tomato plants, which are still going. Look how cute these are. They're just little babies. Then we have our box of lettuce, which is growing really well. We'll get to this arch in a minute. And then here's the dill, which is flipping huge. Pickle trellis, growing well. If we get in here, you can see we've got one pickle. Almost ready to go. We've already had 4 cucumbers. The rose bush is coming back. Tumbling Tom is thriving, covered in tomatoes. And then this one is just gripping anything it can. I mean, look at that. It's going right up the deck. Beautiful. And then going into the main garden, we've got all these sunflowers. Oh, and a stray tomato cage. But all these sunflowers are growing well. And if you look right in here, they're starting to get their flowers. Now taking it back to the main entrance, this is new for the garden this week. It's a little trellis that I built out of PVC pipes because the buttercup squash was going all the way that way, all the way that way, and I couldn't walk in the garden. So we had to fix that. So let's go in, walk right under the arch, and look at all the fruits on here. Look at that, there's a big old squash. There's another one there. I'm gonna have to build like a sling or something, but I saw lots of honeybees all around here this morning. So passing under the arch, we were gonna go in here. We got a cherry tomato plant right here that I broke off some of the dead leaves on the top. Something's not going so great with this one. But we're still just waiting for everything to turn pretty. So we got our tomatoes there. Then we got another tomato one here, which these are some huge cherry tomatoes. I'm pretty sure they're cherry tomatoes. They're called 4th of Julys. So then going this way, pickles just really going. The more you look in here, there's a bunch of little tiny baby ones. So we've got 4 out of there so far, which is super exciting. Strawberries still living their best life over here. Zucchinis, we've gotten 4 zucchinis this week. I think I pulled one this morning. I don't think there's any more babies in there right now. They're growing really well. This one too. And there's lots of bees, so I'm gonna try not disturb them. So then here's that squash, man. Really just takes some room and runs with it. But if we look in there, we got another one right there, a little squash. Bigger one right there. Just a whole little world under there of squash. Then we've got our summer squash, which is another one that's growing well. So I got one right there. Trying not to get stung by bees. There's a couple more down there. I think I'm gonna pick those tomorrow. We've gotten 4 of these so far and ate them and they were good. Then our pepper plants, which you know what? These are just a mystery to me because I think I'm just growing pepper plants with no peppers. So this one might just not make it because it's kind of getting shaded out there. But look, we got one pepper. It's growing pretty big. Nothing on all these other ones. They're just really not doing their job. And then the tomato plants, we had to put in additional enforcements in all of the cages because they were all falling over. But if we just take a look at one plant here, let's see. Now this is a Rutger brand. Look at those tomatoes. Oh boy, I'm gonna have so many, you don't even know. Here's our wall of pole beans, which should be ready in like, I think 20 days from now. But man, look at them, they're just growing right up and over. Just a whole conglomerate. I mean, look at this. This is like the meeting of the beans. Insane. Then we got these beans, which are just starting to get little baby beans on them. Let's see if I can find one. Oh, right here. I mean, how cute is that? This is gonna be a lot of beans when it gets to going. Then onions. I stepped on a couple, but the rest seem to be doing good. Beets, doing really good. I got 9 beets out of here this week. And then over here, these green beans, these are the ones that were planted like 15 days before those ones over there. And these ones I've gotten so far about a pound of green beans. And they're almost ready to pick again, I think. So that's exciting. And then the lettuces, still doing their best over there. It probably need to be weeded, but they're starting to get bitter, so maybe getting towards the end. These ones right here haven't been picked at all, so those will be next. But that's supposed to be a head of lettuce, but I've done something wrong because there's no, like, oh wait, maybe there's a head developing. Okay, so we'll just let that go. And look at that big old sunflower. Oh, bug. Oh yeah. And some of them are cute and little. Look at these tiny ones. Just babies. So cute. So take one little surround here. And bringing her over to Brother's garden. So we're going to take a step in here and see what he's got growing. That watermelon's really spreading out and growing. It's kind of vined all up in there, all up there. Lots of little blossoms. So that's a good sign. Then these are the buttercup squash, which are working on their vining out. Got lots of blossoms there. You know, we planted a little late, so we'll see what comes of all these. And then the acorn squash seems to be doing pretty well. They got blossoms, I see, and getting bigger. Oh my goodness, look at his pickles. They are just taking off. All the way across there. Then the heads of lettuce, which I think are growing. We really don't know how to grow these, I guess. They're just getting bigger. Then his peppers, and oh, see, he's got more than me. He's got that purple one. There's a purple one right there. There's a green one. We'll have to depend on him for that. And then these are his heads of cabbage, which are just really doing well. And if we look in there, we're starting to see some development. And then if you can see through the weeds, there are still onions growing. Don't know how well, but they're growing. Well, thanks for joining us this week on the garden update. We'll make sure to update you next week. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more.